Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Ancient Aliens for Doom 2 on the Ultra Violence difficulty, played through GZDoom. We are also doing all levels with a pistol start, and this is map 10, Gift of Denial. Let's begin. So you will grab a shotgun, a chain gun, and a super shotgun right on the starting platform, and while you're here, use this to go up a lift. A secret lift, which will give you the plasma gun and an energy cell pack. And while you're up here, use this wall, then turn around and immediately kill this revenant, then grab the secret supercharge. Now we can go down this lift and get the chain gun ready to start gunning down these imps. And watch out, because there are 3 revenants here who will shoot seekers at you probably immediately, so while you're here, just get your super shotgun ready and gun them all down. And if you need shells, there are some of them up there too. So let's try to get this out of our hair and use the chain gun to gun down these imps. And if you take any damage, you can grab the health bonuses, but you'll probably grab them anyway on the way up here. You want to grab the armor, and if you want, you can use that teleporter. It'll just take you back up to the starting platform. But I don't need to take it, so I'll just grab the rocket launcher instead. Now when you grab the rocket launcher, you want to immediately turn around and kill the Megawad here. And if you take any more damage, there are medikits lying around here that you can pick up. You want to use the rocket launcher some more to kill some enemies with the splash damage. Alternatively, you can wait for them to get into infights. But I am going to finish off the hit scanners first. And now let's get some infights going on. Not a lot of infights since I killed the enemies with the rocket launcher, but it's good enough. That was a risky move, grabbing the shells while the Megawad was about to fire, but it worked out. Speaking of Megawad, you want to avoid these ones for the time being. We'll get to them later on in the video. But for now, we're just going to go up here, use the rocket launcher to kill 2 chain gunners at a time, hopefully. And then grab more rockets and continue on our way through here. Kill this shotgunner who's just hiding around there. Kill the imp over here and the other shotgunner. Watch out for the revenant. And there are a few other imps in this area too. But first we're gonna grab some more rockets and some bullets. And here's what I like to do. I like to go up here and ignore the cacodemons and go straight for the imps. Press the switch, then get an imp fighting bonanza starting. But I will go after some pinkies and some enemies that are otherwise in my way. But the arachnotrons will usually hit some of these cacodemons. And when they do, they'll get into some nasty fighting. Usually the arachnotron is the victor of these fights, but it softens up enemies without me having to use much ammo. Well, less ammo than I normally would. Now, once you think the arachnotrons have done their job, you can finish them off. And you can go over here and grab a medikit if things get a little sour. So the rest of these are just gunning these guys down, or rocketing them, or both. And now we can get ready to rocket some revenants, because they want to rocket us. We can press this to go back here. It's a bridge, so we'll go on it in a little bit, but for now we're just grabbing everything. But you don't have to grab all the health here because there's a megasphere here. And when you press this switch, you'll be able to grab another plasma gun and an energy cell pack. And we'll use that immediately to deal with these pain elementals and some of the hit scanners. We'll grab some rockets here, not all of them, because I'm at 49 rockets out of 50, and I want to be a little efficient with them. So we can clean up all these lost souls that the pain elementals left behind. Well, most of them at least. It looks like this Mancubus got into an infight with some enemies all the way over there. Yeah, it happens sometimes. But I'm gonna let the Mancubus do its thing. And in the meantime, I'm gonna grab all this stuff. And go through this section. Now, there are some crushers here, but I try not to get the hit scanner enemies into the crushers because I want to pick up their weapons for extra ammo. Because if you let them in, the crushers, their weapons will get crushed. And I don't want that. I want to go through this whole place and get all their ammo. Anyways, there's the yellow skull key, but when you grab it, immediately turn around because yep. Now we'll kill the Mancubus too, kill some enemies over there, also kill the Revenants on both sides. You can use the super shotgun or the rocket launcher. I'm going to use the super shotgun for this one. And we should be good. For this part at least. You want to watch out for the Arachnotrons over there. 3 rockets for each, hopefully should do the trick. Same for this one. And there it is. We're gonna have this box of bullets here, and then start firing a little bit at these guys. Make sure to fire at them so they don't come close to the Mancubus or any other mid-tier enemy that you've already killed. And speaking of mid-tier enemies, here's another Revenant. Just deal with them like so. Avoid the other Revenants from halfway across the map. And since we won't be back here, I'm gonna grab a medikit just to get to 100% health. I know, very inefficient, but I'm using it so I can get this secret that you can get by opening that wall there. And we are done with this whole section, so let's press this switch, go down this lift, and we got the yellow skull key so we can open this. And now we can go through this section. We can grab shells, some health bonuses that I don't need for the time being, and of course boxes of rockets, which I definitely need. And now I'll get the rocket launcher ready, because when I grab the blue skull key, the floor lowers and Hell Knights teleport in, and so do Revenants, and so does one Archvile at the very end of the whole thing. Now you just want to fire rockets like crazy at these guys. Try not to blow yourself up in the process, but it's no big deal as long as you're not very low health or dead. You just have to accept that blowing yourself up with rockets is part of the cycle of doom. But anyways, we'll deal with these Revenants, grab these rockets here, and finally deal with the big kahuna. And we're good. So, if you took any damage, there's plenty of stimpaks here, as well as some health bonuses. However, they might not come in handy, because this next section will give you a Megasphere very soon. Because when you use that, and use the lift, there it is right there. You just want to make a run towards here. While you're here, you can probably snipe off these Revenants, who are trying to kill you from halfway across the map. Which is what I'm doing right now. It's a little time consuming, but it'll help you in a little bit. So now that those Revenants are dead, we'll go down here finally. We were holding off on that because there's lots of enemies here, and if you heard that moo, yeah, Cyber Demon's here. So what I like to do is go all the way here, ignore all the enemies for the time being, and just clear out the imps in this section. Just clear them all out with the plasma. And yes, there is a BFG over there, but I'm not grabbing it, not yet. I'm just waiting for the cyber demons to fire at this wall, because all of the enemies will congregate here, including the cyber demons, of course, as well as all the other enemies that are in this section. The cyber demons will make quick work of them. Yeah, and it's just all about waiting for the time being. So you know how it is. Just sit back, crack open a cold one, and wait for the cyber demons to kill everything. Now, I think that's most of the cyber demons enemies. The Mancubi, the Arachnotrons, the Hell Knights, and some of the hit scanners. So, what I'm going to do now is go back down here, and I'm not going to use the BFG. I'm going to use the rocket launcher. Yeah. Big surprise, isn't it? Because, there's something that happens when you grab the BFG. Something that I want to hold off on. So I'm just gonna rocket these guys. Yeah, rocket dueling, just like the good old days. Well, that's fine, because the cyber demons are most likely weakened from all that infighting. I mean, there's only so much damage these enemies can do to that cyber demons, but still, it all adds up. And you, I'm just gonna use the super shotgun on you because it's overpowered. Like, no kidding, it's overpowered. I'll demonstrate in a little bit why. There it is, yeah, see? Overpowered as heck. While we have rockets, we'll use 2 of them on these idiots. And now, we can finally grab the BFG after grabbing some armor bonuses. There are some happy revenants over there, but we'll deal with them when the time comes. For now, we're just going to grab the BFG for real this time. And here's why I held off, because this area opens up with another cyber demon. And let's try getting some sick tracers on them. And of course, I can never do it right. And I nearly died, but that's just life for me. It's no big deal. We'll just shoot at it until it dies. The classic strat. Leave it to me to still get hit by a cyber demon in a 1 versus 1 battle. Happens to the best of us, really. So now the cyber demon's dead. Good. And our reward is some energy cells that we can grab. I'll grab them later. But for now, I'm going to press the switch to open up this area with all these revenants. In addition, there's a Martian. And you know what? I think it's time to use that BFG. I've been a little stingy on it, except for using it on the cyber demon. And of course, the tracers don't connect to the arch file. Such is life. Let's try that again. This time with Soul. There it is. And now we'll spend the rest of this part shotgunning these revenants, because we're going to save the BFG for the last part. Yeah, we're taking damage, but it's fine. Because as you can see, there's a soul sphere over there that we'll grab. Just kill all these guys. Get that satisfying bone cracking noise. And you're good to go for this area. So you can grab the red skull key here. And I'm going to grab the medikits here, as well as the energy cell pack right there. And I can now open this up with the red skull key. Fire immediately at these Mancubi. And I'm going to grab this energy cell pack over here, as well as the supercharge. And we should be good to go for this last section here. Now, if you have BFG ammo, this part is a lot easier. And that's why I've been saving it up. Because when you go into the UFO, you have to fight archviles. Whoa. And they decided to survive tracers and I wasn't firing as much because I thought they wouldn't survive it. But it's no big deal. We took a lot of damage, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're not dead. And I'll show you why. I mean, you can grab the medikits here if you need them. However, when you go kill all the archviles, you can press this switch and go over here and end the level. But this is the last level of the episode, so it'll do this to you. And that's Gift of Denial. Yeah, it's one of those things where it kills you at the end of the level to force a pistol start for the next level. However, since we're using GZDoom, it ends the episode and takes you straight to the credits. So, it's not particularly useful in this source port at least, but it would help in like PR Boom Plus and ports like that. Anyways, we're done with this map. And it was quite a challenge, but I know how to handle most of the encounters now. The main thing you want to get out of this video is hiding right next to the BFG to get all the cyber demons to infight with all the other enemies, because that whole part there is kind of a mess, really. It's like enemies everywhere, but I like it nonetheless. It gets you well prepared though, but you want to preserve your ammo for the last part in particular. I kind of flubbed that part up because my tracer game was a little bit off this time around. But what can you say? Except I'm not good at the BFG. You guys might be good with it. I don't know. But anyways, we're done with this map. And since this is the end of the episode, let us read the intermission text. Wait, so you're saying it's aliens? Now that you mention it, the masonry is way more precise than any Bronze Age culture should be able to produce, and the presence of Egyptian hieroglyphs in the Mojave Desert is a conundrum with no easy answer. Not to mention the neon lights. Can you confirm the ancient astronaut hypothesis? It's time to blast off and find out. After all, the truth isn't down here. The truth is out there, in outer space. Oh yeah, we're beginning the second episode in the next video, which is Applied Einstein. This is the end of the first episode, which was One Last Vision Quest. So like I said, it'll take you straight to the credits, so you'll have to begin the next episode in the starting menu. But we'll do that in the next video. But until then, toodaloo.